Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Our Isekai.
Hi.
I am your gracious, overpowered MC this evening, Uchenna.
And I am Faith. I am always here.
And this episode is following the same format as the previous one, but it's a film edition. So we start with Betrayals, and then we go into side characters that stole the show. And then we go into ones that needed social care / NHS intervention. Then we'll go into Red Light, Green Light, which is Harry Potter for this episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Ship It, This or That, which will run through quick scenario based, and Ship It, Skip It, quick scenario based as well. Short ones there for you guys. So, Betrayals. TV's biggest, wildest, never been seen before, unstoppable, unflappable, unforgivable betrayal. I'm joking. I'm messing. Just random betrayals. So you go first.
So my first one is Lisa in Blink Twice. Well, I put Lisa and all men in general in brackets. Because these men lured these women and this one man on the guise of having a summer getaway. They were like, come with us to our private island. You get free drinks, you get accommodation, you get a private chef. It'll be fun. You get all the alcohols, all the drinks. And then when these girls were out of it and they were drugged up, madness was happening. Under the guise that they were here for a good time. And then these men were drugging them behind their back. So Slater, being the main character, is the biggest betrayer. And then followed by all the men that lured their respective victims to the island are also master traitors. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No. It's also the fact that he'd been bringing this particular woman back.
It's his favorite.
Yeah, that's wild. Oh my God, that's crazy. That's like, and it's like, I wonder if they recreate the way they meet. Like, what happens between each one? Because it's like a one time every year thing, right?
Mm.
So like, obviously this situation was like between when they leave and the next year, what happens? They just go on living their lives.
Yeah, I think so.
And they just wipe it entirely from their memory.
Yeah. Because the whole thing, it's like it never happened to them. They go back to their day job as if they were just on, like, as if they were like they were literally on holiday.
Also, on this particular one, the thing that changed was her friend dying.
Yeah.
And the emotional impact it had on her, and the old lady.
Oh, the one who recognized her nail art.
Yeah.
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 But I think the lady was always there. I think it's not until her friend died that she recognized what the lady was saying. Because I think
like
because that cleaning lady,
the
cleaning lady has always been there for her to recognize. Oh, you're the girl who always changes her nails.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I think she was the only one, because she's a part of the cleaning staff.
Yeah.
Who wasn't drugged up.
I love that she got her lip back though. Like she got hers back.
Yeah, well done to her.
Yeah, indeed. That's good. That's a good one. My first one is Rick Sanchez. Now, this man, obviously there's multiple betrayals and multiple like times where he's just disappointed Morty and his entire family. However, and this particular one I'm talking about is the one with the Vindicators, and apparently we missed the Vindicators 1, which I'm holding against you lot. But I think this was Vindicators 2 or like 3. I don't remember which one. Rick, they get the alarm thing, and he's like, oh, it's the Vindicators to go. And there's one particular hero that obviously Morty likes, right? And he's like up this guy's ass. Like Morty loves the guy. Rick obviously gets jealous. They called the alarm because I think they were going to fight some guy called like Ward Ender or something. So Rick obviously starts drinking because obviously Morty's not paying him attention because he's a little attention whore. And then he drinks. The Vindicators, they go to sleep. Rick decides he's going to go solo, kill Ward Ender, which he does. Right. And then he sets up a trap. And the trap is for them to go through all these missions and all these things. They all end up killing each other and fighting amongst themselves. And then at the end, Morty obviously solves the thing, right? And he gets to the answer, and the answer was him. So he then gets into the little thing. It takes him rickety on a little train trolley thing. And then he gets to the end. And obviously Morty thought Rick was talking about him, but he was talking about the cleaning stuff.
Oh. That's sad.
The cleaning staff hero that follows along with the other hero.
That is tragic. That's heartbreaking.
That is emotional
Damage. Honestly and truly.
Rick is a menace. That's just one situation. So yeah, that's why he gets on this list.
My second one is Dr. Yue from Dune. So it's from the first Dune's movie, where he's the one who lures the defense force, who lets the people, the Harkonnens, come into the palace and kill his father. Yeah. But I know why he did it. He was trying to save his wife. And his wife ended up getting killed anyway.
Exactly, man.
But still, the point, he did it for love. And for that, I understand. But still betrayed the family that was keeping him safe.
Exactly. So would you betray your family for love?
No.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what I say. But that's crazy. That's actually, oh my God. Like, would you, actually, quick random question. Would you pick your partner? I guess it would depend on what exactly it is, isn't it?
Yeah, and you have to understand that though he has loyalties to the family, his first priority will always be his wife.
Yeah, and they weren't exactly his family, but still.
So that's why I say I completely understand.
So like, if you had the choice, right, save your partner or save the town you're in,
What's the
which
town?
also includes the city you live in.
I can always locate.
I beg your pardon. Say that again.
I can always relocate.
So I said the choice is to choose between your partner.
I said what I said. And a town city of people I don't know.
So sorry to that partner. I can always find a new one.
I can always relocate.
And I can always find a new partner.
There we go. That's how this is.
I can't have the multiple people's deaths on my conscience. I'm okay with one. All right. My next one is Amy Dunn. Amy motherfucking Dunn from Gone Girl. I don't even know what to call her. Our manipulation queen.
She's fantastic at it, though.
I'll fuck around and find out queen. I'm sorry that I put you here because obviously Nick, I think her husband's name, I forget what his name was, deserved it-ish, but he didn't deserve that. He deserved something. She didn't want to divorce him because she liked him. He deserves something. Not that. It's the end for me.
What, when he's trapped?
When he's trapped with the baby. And the look on his face, while that was satisfying, my God. Psychopath. She traps the both of them. She betrayed. He was thinking, I'll do this for a few years and then, I'm out. I'll dip. But no, now they have a baby and he has to stay. And even if he divorces, he's still going to have to deal with her for the rest of his life. Unless he wants to become a deadbeat dad, and then there'll be this whole circus, media circus about how, Nick, who lost his wife, blah, 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 he's a deadbeat dad type thing.
There wouldn't be a circus around that.
So, yes, there would. Because he was the guy who got his wife back after they thought he was the one who killed her, and then he ended up leaving her after all the things that she had gone through. Ooh.
Depends on how much time had gone past.
I'm thinking about these days with TikTok and people very able to share their opinions the way they are able to share their opinions. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It depends on how much time passed, because one story is one story, but if long time passes, people forget about things.
Yeah, but people bring it up. Do you know how many, the other day I saw something about Stanley Tucci's marriage that he had years and years and years, in 2009 or something, where he re-got married, and people are bringing it back up. Do you know why?
But it's not as popular.
Well, people are talking, maybe not to you, but it's everywhere in America.
Okay.
People are just talking about it, and it's spreading, and they're like, they give his PR team props for covering it up, because I never knew. But yeah, and people are giving him shit for it, but not that much shit, but still shit. But yeah, Amy Dunn is my number 2, wild, wild, wild lady. But yeah, that's the end of Betrayals. Yeah, sorry. That's the end of Betrayals. Going to the next side characters that stole the show.
Okay. My first one is Samwise from Lord of the Rings. So he was a side character. He was the side hero, if you will, at this point.
Quite literally a hero.
Yeah. And without him, I don't think they would have gone far. I mean, even with like, I've got that little like minion thing.
Gollum.
Yeah, kept like warning him like, this little Gollum thing, he's gonna come for your ring. Though he's saying a changed man, he's still got green envy in his eyes. Like he still wants that ring. And he was like, nah, Sam. He's a changed man. He was just like me. He used to hold the ring and the ring changed him. I see his pain. And Sam was like, yeah, you're different. Your heart's in different places. You're not selfish. He is quite literally selfish. And then Sam saves him, which is heartwarming. Like, saves him from himself, first of all, from his own curse of holding the ring. And then also from Gollum, who tries to kill him. So, yeah. Side character that actually stole my heart, because the main character was just the main character. He was annoying. I found him annoying.
Fair play. I don't really have much to say about like I watched it a while ago, but I do remember him saving his what's the main character?
See, that's how much he isn't even much of a main character, because I can't remember his name, but I remember Sam.
Oh, goddamn. Okay.
Stole the show, indeed.
I remember his name, but it's
back in your mind.
Yeah, it's gone at the minute. All right, so my first one is Donkey in Shrek. Do I like Shrek? Absolutely.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, but Donkey stole the show. Donkey was funny. He dances. He's very free. He's not as like rigid as Shrek is. And I guess because he's that annoying friend that pokes the bear and always has something to say, and also then falls in love and has his own little love arc as well
with the dragon.
And it's just so funny, and it's nice. I think Donkey deserves more respect. Well, I think he gets the respect that he's due, to be honest. But yeah, Donkey.
Cool. My next one is Ken from the Barbie movies. Because without Barbie, there cannot be no Ken. But that is incorrect. Without Barbie, there is no Ken. Because quite literally, they made Ken for Barbie. But in the Barbie movie, Ken and the Kens, they do add something. Without them, there would be no problem to fix. They were the problem themselves. But I liked Ken.
You know what? Would you say, then, that Ken is one of the top betrayals? What Ken did with Mattel, with the company?
No, I don't think it's a top betrayal. I think he was well within his right to be annoyed at what happened.
Up to the point of selling them all out?
Well, no.
That's what I thought. But definitely betrayal. Anyway.
Because you wouldn't do the same?
No. Why would I sell someone out? For what? Because they pissed me off? I just leave. Nah, I'll just leave. I can't stress myself.
But yeah, Ken was a great side character for Barbie.
Good. Yeah. My next is Loki in Thor / Avengers. Obviously, he came into Avengers as like the villain, right? And he just became so likable. He became so likable that he has his own show. And I think in the third installation of Thor, they made it like a brother thing, right? Like a Thor and Loki type thing. So he stole the show enough that he was a villain who then went on like a recovery, on a hero's journey, right? And he became like an anti-hero type thing. And that was enjoyable. He's funny. He's like certain jokes and stuff just kind of goes through over his head. And he's very charming. I think that's why. I also think that the actor, Tom, played him so well, and that's why he's so likable.
That's true.
So, yeah.
My next one is Lisa from Girls Trip. So Lisa was the mom of the group who was having a reawakening during the holiday because she'd been...
The grapefruit.
Yeah, with the grape. That is why she's a side character. Exactly. That's why she's a side character that stole the show. She was educational.
You know what? Fair play. Fair play. Yeah. I hear you.
She was educational, okay?
Because when you think about Girls Trip, you think about that specific scene.
You don't... other girls, fantastic. They did a thing. But Lisa, she taught me a thing or two. She did teach me a thing or two. That's the one lesson I took from that show. I don't care about the rest of the show. I mean, the movie. It was an enjoyable movie, but Lisa, yeah.
Gobble gobble. All right, my next one is Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So he obviously kind of had a redemption arc as well. God, do I I'm seeing a theme here. All right, so he obviously picked up the human from Earth and like had a soft spot for him technically and kind of, but he's quirky, he's funny, and his powers are just so fun with the sound of the whistle and stuff, and his little weird looking at like what's his name, Pete
Mm-hmm.
Is that his name?
I can't remember.
Star-Lord. Anyway, looking at Star-Lord like, oh, you idiot type thing, and being like a fun but I'll kill you father figure type thing for Star-Lord, because I forget his name, just it's gone. Yeah, I thought that was fun. I thought he was very likable, and a lot of people also liked him, so he definitely stole the show. Obviously his death as well, spoilers if you haven't seen it, you should have by now. Yondu dies, and it's kind of just, it's very heartfelt. It's a very heartfelt moment. I think it's in the third one, I don't know. Anyway, he dies in one of them, and it's really sweet. It's very funny. He's Mary Poppins, y'all, and yeah, it's great. It's funny. Yeah. Oh, and the actor himself, he was like, the actor himself is actually quite funny, because he went on like a panel thing that I saw him do as well, where people were asking him like why he done it, and he was like, for the money. And I was like, you know what?
Honesty is honesty, you know?
Respect.
Honesty is honesty. He saw a paycheck and said, I could do this job.
Yeah. And yeah, that's why Yondu for me stole the show.
Okay. My last one is Okoye from Black Panther. So she is quite literally, she runs the tribal, what's it called? The military group of the Black Panther that fight besides him. She's funny, she's smart, and she remembers to put him in place when he's going out stray, especially when he meets a little girlfriend. And he was like, Prince, stay in your lane. Like we got things to do. Your romance can come secondary. And she's very loyal, like to the point like she would die for him. And for her people, to the point where she's probably like you, where she would sacrifice her husband. She was actually going to sacrifice her husband, because her husband sided with Thingy, Michael B. Jordan's character. Killmonger, yeah. Her husband sided with Killmonger, and she was like, you're a traitor to the country. And she sided him, her own husband. But yeah, Okoye is a real one. She's a real one. Yeah. So I've got two more. I'll go with Shuri first. So Shuri, in the first film, obviously she's a sister, so she's a side character, but she was funny, ad-libs on everything, the little hand gestures and the bro hugs, and the very likable, very fun. She was. Yeah, I think she stole the show. I think everyone was talking about how she had a lot of swag as well. And her interactions with T'Challa, with her brother, and yeah, Shuri definitely, she was like the younger rebel sister that's not quite like country, but like still has a lot of love for her country. And yeah, she's very fun, very likable. I haven't seen the second one. Is it the second one or the third one? Second one. I haven't seen it. She starts running the country in the second one.
I mean, I don't think so. Because the king is dead.
Well, the mother's still around.
It wasn't their dad the king? She's not.
Yeah, the dad was the king, and then it became T'Challa, and then she was running it.
It wouldn't go to her.
No, but she was primarily temporarily while Shuri was getting her things and getting what she was in mourning.
Someone kind of has to do, but she wouldn't be the one to have taken over the throne. No, but like saying the queen died, and because the queen mother's still alive, the queen mother would be the queen. Yeah. But yeah, no, I fair play. Apparently the next one, it will be T'Challa's son, but I didn't know T'Challa had a son in this universe anyway. Oh, he did have one from the storyline. They're digging it up from somewhere, because I was like, okay.
Because Thingy went away because she was pregnant, a little girlfriend.
That's what they're telling us now. That's what they're telling us now. Anyway, my next one is I'm not hating, but I'm hating. Like, I'll accept the story, but it's fine. Like, there's nothing that they can do. They have to get the story from somewhere, and that's okay. just a bit weak, but it's fine. All right, my next one is Gollum / Dobby. So Gollum from Lord of the Rings and Dobby from Harry Potter. Obviously, I feel like one of the most impactful meme / moment of Lord of the Rings is my precious. And obviously in Harry Potter it will be Dobby has his socks now thanks to Master Harry. Dobby is free. You know that. So yeah.
He was overjoyed.
So that's why they're there because they were like a nice little comic relief, but kind of sad and pathetic. Not comic relief, they were just sad. And
I wouldn't say Gollum was comic relief.
Yeah, that's what I said. Not comic relief, because Dobby isn't comic relief either, because Dobby was a slave. However,
yeah, but there's a difference. I think Dobby was very lighthearted in his mannerisms.
Yes, but I think there's a heartfeltness to both characters, and they provide something to the show, right? They provide moments that you can easily gloss over because of how it's portrayed, right? And how they kind of bring it up, because the characters look so cartoonish, but they're saying something quite loud, because what's his name? Gollum used to be a proper creature before he became Gollum. So yeah, that's the end of side characters. Going on to characters who needed NHS or social care intervention.
Okay. First one is Dominic Toretto of Fast and Furious franchise.
Interesting.
What,
Okay.
you got Dominic Toretto on you?
No. I'm just saying, like, interesting. Like, I wonder how he needed.
Well,
Maybe when he was younger.
even in his adult life, he has anger management issue because he didn't resolve his trauma from his childhood. Like, he has outbursts sometimes when things aren't going his way. Like, we understand why he's angry, because obviously bad things are happening to his friends and his families. But the way he reacts sometimes is always the best ways, and he's sometimes very brash in his decision making. It does work out in the end because he's a leader of the team, but I would suggest he needs to breathe sometimes. We understand, after the bad things happen, maybe take a minute or two to think about what about what's happening and look at the whole picture, and then probably also therapy, because it stems from the anger from his trauma from his childhood. That's why he has these outbursts of anger, also his outbursts with violence. If he
Turn into crime.
yeah,
Fair play. I like Dominic though.
He's a cool character.
Okay, so my first one is Peter Parker. Peter from Spider-Man No Way Home. My poor baby. My poor Peter. Nobody remembers who you are. No Way Home is the third one, yeah? It's the one where at the end no one... Okay, that's the one. Now, you go to a random place. You get bitten by a spider. You get turned into some random, weird, mutated human being. And you spill freaking webs. Well, does this one spill webs? No, he doesn't, does he? He's creative.
Mechanical.
Yeah. Sorry. But to be honest, I guess it's superpowers. And he gets really strong and can climb walls and stuff. But you can't tell anyone who you really are. And then you eventually do. And then some random guy has shit against you and he frames you for stuff, and now everyone's forgotten about you, including your babe. My guy. I'm so sorry. I hope you're seeing someone about that. You're talking to someone. To be honest, imagine going to a therapist and being so hi. So I asked someone to cast a spell to make the whole world forget about who I am. So nobody knows who I am.
Fantastic.
What do you think as a normal? Well, to be honest, they live in a world where there's superheroes and stuff, so it's likely that the because I was gonna say the therapist would just sanction, getting sanctioned or sanctioned, but probably not, because
the therapist were asking why did you want to disappear? What's happened? What makes you want to disappear?
He didn't want to disappear. Oh, obviously he would tell the story but then it would be he had to make everyone forget who he was so that the people that he loves could be safe.
Yeah.
Including those people, so those people also forgot about him. How heartbreaking is that? So he definitely needs some help. A spa day, speaking to someone, no judgment, maybe in a different reality or different in the intergalactic whatnot. Maybe one of those time people. and he can have a conversation with Luke Owen's character, and they could sort something out for him. But yeah, that's my first one. Peter Parker.
My next one is Brian, also from the Fast and Furious franchise. Yeah, it's all gonna be Fast and Furious, to be honest. Yeah, because I realized that I actually don't watch movies. I actually do not sit down and watch movies. So for us to continue, I'm just going to do a franchise or like lock into one movie and just do the characters from that.
Fair play.
So yeah, Brian, identity crisis. Once in law enforcement, now into crime. What can a man do but take a career break? Don't turn to crime. Goodness me. You know what? I was thinking.
Pivot. Just pivot, you know? Pivot. No. But he pivoted right into crime.
What is the female equivalent of male? That's what I'm going. What's the male equivalent of being digmatized? Because he was quite literally pussimized. I don't know what the word is for it. What is the male equivalent of being digmatized? I don't even know the word for it. But if there was, that is where his identity crisis has come from. Because he got struck. He saw this girl and she said, fine, girl, I'll do whatever I need to do for you. So yeah, first things first, find a new career. Actually, don't even find a new career. Just take a break, breathe in the fresh air, take a walk, stroll, decompress. You're probably stressed because you work in law enforcement. And then actually break down the things you enjoy. Not crime.
Actually, you know what's so funny?
What?
The first one, when he let Dom get away, he had to do the part 2, and then he went back into law enforcement. Remember?
Oh yeah, he did.
He went. I think it was the FBI this time, right?
Yeah.
And then he betrayed the feds for.
As I'm saying,
he did it for family.
If there was a male equivalent of what digmatized was, that is what he is, and we need to gather together.
He did it for family, not pussy. Stop it.
Why are you lying?
This is a family show.
Of course, but if we can all gather together and just get a word, it's like I know what to say next time.
Intervention. Yeah. But he's an orphan, isn't it?
I can't remember what his background story is.
So like. He saw family and he was like, you know what, I will stick to this one.
Okay.
And he's stuck. He even married into the family and everything.
My point is, take a break, breathe, and don't turn to crime, because crime is not your only option. You are a smart man. You could have gone into anything.
Yeah. You could have become an ethical hacker. You could have reskilled.
You could become a mechanic for all we care.
Yeah. You could have been a consultant, you know?
Yeah, so take a break.
He's a white man as well. The world is your oyster.
But yeah, identity crisis, take a break, breathe some air. Yeah.
Yeah. My next is, might be a little bit out there. What's it? Cinderella's stepsisters. Now, I admit that yes, they are bullies. However, they were also neglected by their mother. They are both codependent on each other. They are being controlled. They're codependent, you know, with the mother. They're also being controlled by their mum. And going to therapy could have saved them. It could have helped also if the father wasn't such an asshole. Or such a, not asshole, what's the word?
Actually, it was their stepfather. Was their stepfather wasn't neglectful as well?
The stepfather, yeah. Because he was neglectful. He could have seen that and nipped it in the bud. But he was a pussy-o.
It was a pushover.
And he didn't stand firm. And then that woman walked all over him, destroyed her daughter's lives and his daughter's life as well. Well, almost. Anyway. So, yeah. If they'd quite literally, just simply gone to therapy or had social workers be, you know, in there somewhere helping them with their family, so that they weren't such assholes to their sister. And maybe, just maybe, they can sit on the same table with the king. And that's all I've got.
Fair. Yeah. My next one is Mia. Mia is codependent on Ryan and Dom. To be honest, I don't even think I've seen her with friends.
She's so nice.
I don't think she has friends. Not even in the first movie did we see her with friends when they were doing the house party.
Yeah.
No.
She got backbone though. Like I think, was it the first one midway through where she like rode the bike or something? I don't know. She has moments. But those moments are fun, whatnot in between.
They're very fleeting. They're all to do with Dom, all to do with Brian, her husband. There's nothing for her until we get to the last the one where she leaves when she has children, where she's like, well, I'm going to take a break now because I have children. But apart from that, she doesn't do anything for her own personal benefit. And as I said, from the first movie, when they were doing that, when we saw them having a house party, I don't even think we saw her friends. I think the only time we saw her when Dom was introducing her, Brian to her. And even I literally...
Yeah, she was always... You know what? She didn't just... She needed... Dom needed therapy so that he could then treat his sister properly, and then so that she wouldn't be so codependent, because he was very overprotective.
But that's what's happened to their brother.
Yeah, so that's probably likely why she couldn't have friends over.
But no, I think...
Also, wasn't Letty her friend? And then
I don't think Letty was his friend. They were girlfriend.
No, her friend.
No.
No? Letty was never her friend?
Letty was never her friend. She met Letty through Dom.
Oh, I see.
And so I think like she needs to learn to be independent. She needs to make girlfriends. And she needs to like be selfish with herself. Do the things that she wants just because she wants to do them, and not for the benefit of her brother or her husband.
I agree.
That is it.
Fair play. My next is Katniss Everdeen.
Oh, fantastic. I loved her though.
Yes.
What problem? She's trying to protect her sister.
No, I'm saying after all the stuff that she's been through, she needs to...
She's in the fields, touching grass.
Yeah, I know, but still, she needs to talk to someone.
She tried.
She probably has PTSD.
Yeah.
She probably has some emotional... what's that thing where you can't really let people get close to you because you're worried about what could possibly happen to them. Excuse me. So, yeah, my girl needs help to regulate her emotions, to help with PTSD so that she can go on and live a normal life, because she deserves it after what she done for goddamn Panam. Goddamn. She saw people die. Fennec. Oh. And that's why I end with that.
But last time we see her, she was in the field.
The one that Liam played, I forget his name, but may he rot somewhere with fire.
He was very selfish.
Asshole. You know, I didn't like Pete.
Like, you thought he was weak?
Yeah, but I hated him even more. Anyway, yeah, carry on.
So, the next one is Roman. Roman is the jokester.
Oh, thingy. Black guy.
Yeah. So, he often speaks excessively. He very much interjects. He is very much, what's it called? Attention seeking. He's an attention seeking joker.
Womanizing.
That too. Not great at womanizing, but he tried his best. So, I think he needs to learn to be humbled. I think that's his
They humble him all the time.
But it's not sinking. It is. I think it's overconfidence, and I don't know where the overconfidence comes from, because it gets shut down so many times. So it's an overprojection of something, and I don't know what he's overprojecting for, but he needs to deal with that and realize he has value, and he doesn't need to do all the excessive things.
Pretty deep insecurity.
Yeah, so he needs to understand, like,
of not having, because remember, he was dirt poor, and he had like an ankle on his monitor, because he just come out from like prison, and he was being so yeah, coming from a place of lack, because him and what's his face, Brian, they known each other from like when they didn't have parents. Yeah. Everybody needs help.
But he needs to recognize that he has value, and he doesn't have to do all these extra stuff, and that his friends are actually do like him for who he is. Like, even the womanizing part of him, even the joking parts of him, the parts like when he needs to take things seriously, he doesn't take things seriously. Like, he needs to like understand that he doesn't need to do all these extra things, and that he's like confident.
Calm down and be.
But, like, his confidence is alright, but he needs to understand that there's a point where it becomes like too much, and that he's fine as he is.
Fair. Yeah. My next and last, because I had Jack from Titanic in here, and I don't care anymore. Maybe I'll do it. I don't know. I'll decide in a minute. My next is Harry Potter, specifically in the first film. I mean, let's not talk about obviously the after and him having to kill some guy. And obviously he definitely has PTSD, and it would have that, and he would have to speak to someone. And also the fact that he would have to live up to his mum and his dad's name because, you know, they're Potters and they were so good and they were this and they were that, all that pressure. And he's the boy who lived, all that pressure. Yeah, he didn't need Dumbledore. He didn't need the bloody blanket. What's that? The cape that turns. He didn't need that. Turns you invisible. He needed therapy. He needed what's that thing called? CBD. The
combination.
No. The behavioral something plan, so that the kid could somehow turn out. No, you know what? It's shocking that he turned out normal, considering he used to sleep in a bloody cupboard under the stairs. And did the social networker not come to visit and see that he was living under the stairs? I beg you. Number one.
Maybe they had a spare room they used to put him in.
School.
I'm pretty sure he went to school.
Yeah, exactly. So he didn't tell anyone at school, so that school could intervene and do so. Do you know how many times school will call social workers on parents? Anyway, my point is social care should have intervened from before that, so that they could have taken him from a care home where he was being abused. I'm joking. Well, I mean, because, you know, he could have been abused, but he could have turned out somewhat okay, maybe not that bad in the care home compared to having his own actual family treating him like complete shit and like a helper. And maybe he would have more confidence if he had, you know, maybe gone to a children's home instead. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, that is my tidbit. Definitely, especially after he would have needed some therapy help, some cognitive something to help with his. I mean, my guy died and then came back to life. Yikes! I think I'll have I think I'll break out. And I wouldn't immediately marry Ginny. I think I'll lose myself for a minute. I wouldn't declare, even if I declared my love, I'd go on a mad one. Yeah. I'll go and after killing he whose name can't be, after killing Voldemort and all that, and they had them having to spend time on their own. And if I was Hermione, Harry, and what's the Ginny's name? Ron. I would have been on some fuckery. And like, complex. Yeah, like, allow me. But anyway, yeah, that's Harry.
My last one is Tej, high functioning anxiety. This man is overprepared for every negative scenario. He's not a pessimist.
He's a doom prepper.
Yeah, that's literally what he is. He's not a pessimist, but for every bad scenario, you best know he's got a plan
he's got
B.
Something.
Like the tanks, the jet. When they're going on heist, his car is always the one that's the most bodied up. Like, no one's coming.
He's a tech guy. So
yeah, he's a tech guy. Yeah. But he has the best defense of everyone. Like, Dom will have the fastest. Brian will have the most agile car. He was like, fuck that. I want practicality.
He can't fight.
I know. He's a tech guy.
Like, exactly. He can't, like, drive like them lot either. So, therefore, he needs to be all racked up,
but high functioning anxiety. That's what I say. But I'm not saying it's a bad thing because he stayed alive, so it's doing him well. But maybe car heists, maybe bank robberies, maybe a heist here and there isn't doing you good for your heart. You know,
fair.
Take a break.
Fair.
Like, now you have a girlfriend, go on holiday. Take a break. You don't need everyday heart racing.
And on a side note, can we stop bringing back dead characters? I liked it with Han. I'm surprised you didn't mention Han, but I liked it with Han.
But I don't think Han had any problem. He was dealing with the trauma. His trauma was dealing with the mourning of his best friend, I think.
And the girlfriend that died. Girlfriend.
His love interest. Gal Gadot. I forgot what her name was in the thing.
Me too. Not that memorable.
But yeah, I think he had the least problems. Like,
fair.
He had the least problems out of the whole team. He was so polite. He was such a gentleman. Like, he never he didn't fight anyone he didn't need to fight. Like, he never started an argument just for the sake of arguing.
The life of crime chose him. He didn't choose it.
Exactly. He was there because.
Do we know how him and Dom met?
Actually, I don't think we got to the backstory of how they met.
I think it might have been mentioned. You know, I just
Didn't take note of
Didn't
it.
take it in. Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, Han wasn't really problematic in my opinion. And what he was dealing with, I think he was dealing with well. Like even when it came to his smoking habits, he used to eat peanuts so he wouldn't feel it, because he said the motion of lifting his hand reminded him of smoking.
And I think that was something he said after.
So he was like, now I eat peanuts. So when I think of like smoking,
because the character smoked,
yeah.
So he didn't want to smoke on TV, so he decided to just like eat on set.
Yeah, but that's the reason they gave on this show. Like, oh yeah, I used to be a smoker, but to cope with the smoke on smoking.
Interesting.
Yeah,
interesting.
so that's why that he does the peanut thing, because he was like, yeah, I used to be a smoker, but now I eat peanuts to cope. So I don't, when I lift my hand, I don't like trick myself to think of smoking.
I'm very curious who I liked first, him or Brad Pitt in Oceans, because these are like the two main guys who I see eat all the time, like in their respective characters.
I don't think I've watched Oceans. I've watched the female version, but never Oceans itself.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
My introduction to the Ocean series was with Rihanna. And I love Rihanna still.
That's the worst one, in my opinion.
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
I did enjoy it. Okay, maybe not the worst one. I think that the third one was quite bad. Was it Ocean's 13 or something? Anyway, one of them wasn't great. But yeah. Okay, so moving on swiftly to, before we do, mine was Jack. My fifth one was Jack from Titanic, but the guy had no ID, no family, no housing, nothing. Like nothing. The man was a nobody.
Wow, that's rude.
My guy was homeless, bro.
I know, but see, he's a nobody. That's a bit extreme.
Can't give a shit together. But and then he died.
What do you want him to do about that?
No, that's why I decided not to add him, because
What, his whole life
he
is
couldn't
drama?
have he couldn't have then gone on to do other things, because he did. God. Anyway, moving on. You know who Eve, was her name Eve?
What, the girlfriend?
The girl? Yeah, the one that let him die.
I can't remember her name.
Oh yeah, me either. Anyway.
Her.
She probably needed some type of therapy. But moving on to Red Light, Green Light, which is the Harry Potter edition. Severus Snape.
Red. Well, actually, no, Amber. He tried his best to be a double-sided agent. He wasn't great at it, but he tried his best.
Yeah, I'll say Amber as well. He did do his best. He wasn't great to Harry, but that was because of the mum thing and the bullying thing, you know? I mean...
But he couldn't show like actual support of Harry, because he was still being a double agent at that point.
True.
So,
But it didn't hurt to be an asshole to him.
I suppose not.
Yeah, the feeling came free. Came easy. Albus Dumbledore.
Wait, but let's rewind to Snape though. That's the love child of his first love interest.
Exactly. That's what I said. Him not liking Harry wasn't like a tasking thing for him to do.
Yeah, I couldn't do it still.
Exactly. It would have come easy hating the kid. I would have hated the kids regardless.
I'm like, your dad took my girl.
Yeah, and your dad fucking bullied me too. What now, bitch? I'll fade him intentionally, bro.
For that, he gets like Amber Green. Because I understand him real. That is. Because I understand you better now with this conversation. I was like, rewind on that still. Amber Green on Snape. You did what you had to do. I understand.
Yeah, fair. Albus Dumbledore.
I want to say it's green, but it's an amber green as well.
Yeah, he's an amber, big time. I feel like he's very good at manipulation, but he hides it as like wit or but that's manipulation. Like, let's call a spade a spade. Yeah, this is what you do.
What you think is
the fucking pop? Because what do you mean you have? You know what? Also, as a head teacher, why was there no safeguarding put in place for Harry? You just let the boy start the school on madness? I guess there was. Was there safeguarding? You couldn't make him like special, could you? I guess.
No, you just had to let him, because if you then tell people like, this is the son of this that lived after like then you try to kill him.
Yeah, but he knew that Harry was a Horcrux, so he was kind of grooming the boy to die.
I don't think that was the intention, was it?
Harry had to. Well, I guess maybe if they killed Voldemort before, but no, because for you to kill Voldemort, you have to kill all the Horcruxes, and Harry was a unintentional Horcrux, and he knew that from like midway through, or maybe even the start.
I don't think any.
And then he fucked up and died. Piece of shit. Anyway, moving on. Amber, Hermione.
Hermione's just annoying. That's her only fault to me. She's just annoying.
Exactly. So she gets a green flag.
Yeah.
Compared to the rest, she's a green. She's just a know-it-all.
She's just annoying.
Yeah. And like, maybe she did a few petty things and with the girl that Ron likes, but that's just typical teenage witch shit, you know? Sabrina's done worse.
Wow.
Harry Potter himself.
Amber. He's not the best of friends.
Really?
Yeah, I think sometimes he was just like, he was sometimes a little bitch, in my opinion, in the way he treated Ron. And even Hermione.
And Hermione as well. Yeah. He wasn't exactly nice to Hermione, was he?
Yeah. So, and Amber, he's a little bitch sometimes.
Green for courage, I'd say that.
That is true.
But he's very impulsive. He does things. He's just be like, oh, let's go to the forest. I'm sorry. The forest's creeping with bad creatures that... You must have lost your mind. Stupid boy. But yeah, I'll give him a green. He's a Horcrux. He can't help it. Danger just caused them. Danger chose him. He didn't choose danger.
That is not the slogan of this episode. No, that is not the slogan of this episode.
I've already said it twice. Yeah. I'm not going to say it again. I wouldn't. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Ron Weasley.
Oh, Ron. He's a green.
Amber.
What's Ron done wrong?
Green with a twinge of amber, because obviously I've given Snape an amber, so he's not the most loyal. Like he's very loyal, but he's very insecure.
But that comes from his family, though.
Fair play. Like he's the number what? He's the last boy.
Goodness me. Oh my goodness. Unrelated.
Didn't he ditch them at the end as well?
No, I don't think so.
No?
I haven't watched the last movie yet.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what happens in that.
Unrelated, yeah.
I watched a series on TV. I was having breakfast called 21 and Counting. And I was like, and counting?
Oh, yeah.
Why haven't you stopped?
The Duggan family or something like that. Yeah,
Girl,
yeah.
Why have they not stopped?
Oh.
Why is it and counting?
You don't know nothing. I think they're also Mormon as well. You see that religion there?
No, these are British people.
Oh, the British version. Oh, sorry. Oh, so I thought the American
I watched
one
it on Channel 4 as I was having breakfast. I said, why are you and counting? Why have you not stopped at 21? Why don't you even stop at 3? I was shocked. I just remember because we talked about Ron's family.
Yeah. And then you see these people saying, no, they don't have money. Well, how would you have money? I'm barely keeping my lights on.
Counting. Why have you?
And it's just me.
Wildest thing, right?
How old is the oldest?
Goodness, I don't remember. This man had a vasectomy, right? So he had his little things tied, right?
Fair.
He got home and said, "Wow, I can't impregnate you no more. I'm having this reverse tomorrow morning."
That must be a kink. That's disgusting. That's a breeding kink right there.
I can't impregnate you anymore. It makes me feel sad. So tomorrow morning, he went back to the doctor and was like, can I rebook my appointment? He's like, what's wrong?
On the NHS. He didn't get it. He must have done private.
I assume he did. Yes. But then, so the doctor was like, what's wrong? Like, are you not feeling okay? He's like, no, I feel great. The procedure worked well. I'm in good health. I just wanted you to undo the work you did. He said, what? It's like, undo it so I can impregnate my wife. And he was like, cool. It's your body, your choice.
To have number 22. You mean her body, his choice?
It's his body, his choice. He wants to get his little things
He wants to
untied.
put his wife's body for another pregnancy. That's what I'm hearing. And the wife has got to have...
The wife supported him.
Of course she
did. She said, okay, babe, let's go tomorrow morning together.
They're both horrible.
She held his hand.
Maybe not horrible, but oh my God.
She held his hand and they skipped to the clinic together. They didn't skip to the clinic, literally. But that's how I imagine it happened.
I'm hoping they did it for cameras.
No.
I said what I
this
said.
was in their childhood.
I said what I said. I'm hoping that they did it for the cameras.
They got married, right? When she was 17 and he was 19, her parents had to sign the papers because she wasn't legally 18 yet.
No, is that in the UK?
I don't know when the laws got changed, but yeah, she had just turned 17, so she I think it was so close to her being 16, and her parents signed the papers because her boyfriend was 2 years older than her. And then a year later, they had a baby. I said, wow.
because
I was flabbergasted.
wow.
What caught me, as I said, was the and counting, because I was very shocked at why I was like, they're still going. And yes, they were still going.
How old was she at this point?
The woman?
Yeah.
She's now in her 40s.
So what, like one child a year?
There's not a year that the program said that they have not recorded that she was not pregnant. There's literally...
For 20 years? Does she have twins, maybe?
Some of them are twins, yes.
Okay. That's... Okay.
Some of them are twins, yeah.
Bloody hell.
But let's move on. Ron, I'm so sorry to you, because I don't...
Like, you couldn't possibly... Like, how much love can you give to 21 children? Someone will be lacking attention. That's just so...
Irresponsible?
Yeah. Anyway, Draco Malfoy.
Draco, you're an Amber.
Draco Malfoy
Is an Amber. He's just a weak little boy.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
bad
he gets
influence.
all right towards the end, you know, but then again, the environment he grew up in wasn't great. You know, his dad also, you know, so he kind of just took on the whole family mantra and stuff. And in the end, he wasn't maybe Amber at the end, but red all in all.
He was conditioned by his dad.
You gave him a red.
I gave him an Amber.
You gave him an Amber.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you gave him a red.
No,
Oh.
Draco, I just said he's just simply weak because he was because of his conditions.
Yeah.
He couldn't help his parents.
Okay, fair, fine, Amber. Fine. Fair play. Ugh. Pardon me. Okay, we're back. Molly Weasley. Molly? Nah, ignore.
What, Ron's
the
sister?
mum.
Oh no,
You
can't
don't
remember
wanna do
her.
the mum? Okay. Ginny.
That's the girlfriend, isn't it?
Yeah, the sister.
No, she's fine. She's just there as background.
Yeah, she's a green.
She's the background.
Underrated, but she's smart, good at sports. I think she's the best Weasley, to be honest, but that's my opinion. All right. Sirius Black.
Oh, that's the godfather.
Yes.
He's a good looking man.
Yeah, cool uncle.
Yeah.
Gave him the little thingy as well. Reckless.
Very
Ended up in
much.
Azkaban and everything, but abandoned Harry.
Amber.
Lupin. The one who turns into a wolf.
He's cool.
Yeah, he's a green.
Yeah.
He's a cool guy.
He's very cool.
Bellatrix.
Oh, she's a red.
Full red.
She's just so murderous.
Full deck of red cards.
She's so murderous. It's like murder in the eye, literally.
There's no redeeming that woman. And it's the way she just walks around and it's a perfect
She's so
actress.
Daisy, like not Daisy. She's like whimsical.
Yeah.
Very whimsical.
Very, very whimsically evil, I'd say. But yeah, she's definitely a sadist, a red flag. The deepest of the deepest red. McGonagall. McGonagall?
the teacher, isn't it?
Yeah, the older teacher.
Oh, she's an
lady.
Amber. I don't think I liked her. I
Minerva.
don't think I liked her in the first few movies.
Really?
Yeah.
She was the one who winked at them and gave them like extra points, and she was
Is
always
it?
like, "Yeah."
Not the old lady.
Not the pink. It's the older lady, not the one that wears pink. The old lady, the one played by Maggie something. I forget her last name.
Oh, okay.
The head of the Gryffindor people. She was a Gryffindor lady. Yeah, I think she taught them potions.
Was she Dumbledore's friend?
Yes.
She's a green.
She's a sweet lady.
Yeah.
Neville Longbottom,
Neville.
green.
He's funny.
Yeah, just based on what he did at the end, green. Starts off a bit of like a coward, but then he grows into his powers
He
and himself.
most definitely was a coward.
Yeah. Lucius
Lucius is which one?
Malfoy, the daddy.
Red.
An elitist asshole. Ugh, tries to kill Harry like a child. Weirdo.
Such a purist.
Honestly, on some eugenics shit. If it was a real person, I bet. Anyway, red.
You know what I was gonna say? It was so wild. We have to take this out.
What?
I was about to say he's Elon Musk of the Harry Potter world.
We can leave it in.
But you see the side by side comparison.
I could do it for you. I could put it.
take it out.
Okay, I'll take it.
That was just a thought. Like, it's like, yeah, he definitely would be the Elon Musk of the Harry Potter verse.
Yeah. Dolores Umbridge. That's the old lady in pink.
Oh,
Red.
the one that makes them write all this thing.
Yeah, and like she hits them and everything. Yeah, red flag. Horrible, horrible human being. Luna Lovegood, green.
Oh, Luna. She's so ditzy.
Whimsical. Yeah, like always in a world of her own. I just love her so much. And very soft. The way she just went about life, so chill. Loved her. What would you say?
She's the only one who, I think it was the fourth movie where they had to see these animals, but only people who've seen death can see the animals. And she was the only one.
She could see her and Harry, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's next? Hagrid.
Hagrid's a green.
Yeah. Just apart from that pets thing, animals thing, otherwise green. The man himself, Tom Riddle, aka Voldemort.
If before I knew he was Voldemort, I would have seen he was an Amber. He was a misunderstood misfit.
I bet if Elon is Lucius is Elon, Tom is whoever's above Elon. Tom is eugenics grandfather, baba of all eugenics. And you know what's funny? Him himself, he's not a pure blood.
I know.
Yeah, it's like a black person that's for white people eugenics.
What's that one? The report you don't like. Candace.
Yeah.
No.
I'm calling that one in.
That was one take.
Oh la la. But but anyway, Tom Riddle, red. No redeeming, no nothing. Arsehole. He manipulated his teacher, remember? Anyway. And that's the end of
Red Light, Green
Red Light, Green Light. Moving on to this or that. Quick fire film edition. Dark Knight or Avengers Endgame?
Dark Knight. I like Batman.
Dark Knight. Get Out or Us?
Which one's Us?
Us is the scary one with the under people. With Lupita. It's scary.
Haven't watched Us.
I go for Get Out because Us was very scary. Titanic or have you seen The Notebook?
Yeah.
Titanic or The Notebook?
The Notebook. No one dies.
Neither.
This was your this or that.
Neither.
The Notebook. No one dies.
Shit films.
You don't like Notebook?
I hate the story of both of them.
It's so heartfelt.
Jarring, exactly. Disgusting. Get Out was heartfelt and I liked it.
Get Out was heartfelt?
Yeah. You didn't feel sorry for the black guy? For the black people?
It was traumatic.
Yeah.
That's not heartfelt to me.
Anyway, I don't know how love and writing letters and all these toxic relationship nonsense and somebody dying in deep freezing water is supposed to do what?
Pull your heartstrings.
I don't have no strings to pull. There ain't no strings on me, like Ultron said. Matrix or Inception? Matrix. Creed or Rocky? I don't know.
Creed. Because I watched Creed actually. I've only watched one movie. I haven't watched Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky is the OG. I liked it, but I don't really like boxing films, so I don't care. Moonlight or Call Me By Your Name?
Don't think I watched Moonlight.
I don't know. I think Moonlight. That's the one with Mashallah. Moving on. Pulp Fiction or Fight Club?
Well, I watched Pulp Fiction, so Pulp Fiction. I haven't watched Fight Club.
Yeah, Fight Club. It's good, but it's ass. But it's good. Interstellar or Gravity? I haven't seen Interstellar, funny enough. So I don't know. Have you seen either of them?
Mm-mm.
Ooh, The Lion King, so the old one, or Coco?
Which is Coco?
Coco is the South American one.
Lion King.
Fair play. Joker? Or have you seen Queen and Slim?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joker.
Fair play. La La Land or A Star Is Born?
A Star Is Born.
See, you've watched films. You said you haven't watched.
I haven't watched La La Land.
Yeah, but amongst these, you've watched you've watched most of them.
I can't remember the storyline or the characters. That's the whole point of this episode.
Fair
If you asked me to talk about the character, I'd be like, it was a nice film.
In the show,
they sang.
alone.
Lady Gaga was in it. But apart from that, I can't tell you the story. I cannot tell you the characters.
You know what? Then Leo gets a lot of thingy for dating young girls, but Bradley should as well. What's that? His name again? Something Bradley or Bradley something. Anyway.
Bradley Cooper?
Yeah, that one. He dates young girls too.
He does. He's dating. He dated Gigi Hadid.
But at least maybe it's because maybe they're older than 25, so he don't get as much slack.
And it's not like they're having expiry date, as they say. He just dates them until he's tired. It's not about the age. It's not like, Leo has a trademark of the expiry date, as they say.
Fair play. Hunger Games or Divergent?
Hunger Games. Haven't watched Divergent.
I guess Hunger Games is good and has like deep themes and stuff. And so does Divergent. I liked Divergent. It was a shame that it didn't continue. Toy Story 3 or Inside Out? Just Toy Story versus Inside Out. I like Inside Out. I prefer Inside Out, actually. The Batman. So the one with Pattinson.
Good thing I watched it on the plane
recently.
Beforehand, if you asked me last week, I'd be like, I have not watched this movie. What's said movie?
Or Joker.
The Joker.
Okay. Have you seen Don't Look Up?
No.
The one with Kiki Palmer and them lot. Okay. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I watched that one. I watched it Sunday.
Versus The Multiverse of Madness.
I haven't watched Multiverse of Madness.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. I think he went crazy. That's where Wanda went crazy.
Well, she just lost her children. So I've heard.
Fair play. But anyway, yeah. Multiverse of Madness, I'd say. No, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Oh, that was good. That was really good. You might not have seen this. Have you seen Love and Basketball?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a black film. American, to be specific. It's really hard to get those on telly. Parasite or Knives Out?
Knives Out.
I like that.
It's funny.
Frozen or Encanto?
I haven't watched Frozen, so Encanto.
Encanto, but Frozen's not bad. Devil Wears Prada or Legally Blind?
Devil Wears Prada.
Legally Blind. Sorry, Legally Blonde. Minions or Shrek? Shrek. I'm sorry.
But the Minions are so funny.
I know they are. I know. But Shrek has my heart.
So funny.
So are you saying Minions for that one?
Yeah.
Fair play. Have you seen Fences?
Mm-mm.
Pursuit of Happiness?
Mm-mm.
Shawshank Redemption?
No.
Forrest Gump?
No.
You've seen Widows though.
Who?
Widows. The one with Viola Davis, and they were trying to do revenge on the husbands who were cops. And fair play. Okay, you've seen this one. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or the Lego Batman?
Spider-Man.
I'm tempted to say the Lego Batman because it's just so classic, man. But Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is, it's a lot like more funner and stuff, but okay. And that's it for this or that.
This or that.
Almost done. Moving on to Ship It, Skip It. So these are just like pairings / relationships or / whatever that we either ship or just rather skip them. So they could either be like relationship as in partnership, like love, or like friendship, or like however, anyway, like you like them together type thing. So Katniss and Peter.
Yeah, they complement each other.
Ass. Killmonger and Shuri.
No.
Yeah.
They're practically brother and sister. They're just besties. As besties, I think they'd be great.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Jack and Rose. No.
They should have stayed far apart from each other.
Honestly. Harley Quinn and Joker.
Of course I ship them. They're the most devastating couples to ever be together.
Skip.
The most tragic.
Poor Harley, mate. Poor Harley. Quinn and Slim.
Yeah.
Skip. Just, they weren't good together.
They understood each other. There wasn't understanding.
Yeah, okay. Harry and Hermione. Ship.
No.
Yeah.
Hermione would have walked over him. He's just so. He's just him.
You needed someone to set him straight, I'd say.
I suppose.
Nah, but Ginny was good. I actually like him and Ginny together. T'Challa and Nakia. Ship.
Nakia, as in the actual girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a cute friendship.
Shrek and Fiona.
Ship as well.
Ship, yes. Peter Parker and MJ. Zendaya one.
Ship as well.
I ship that
I
too.
like them so much
How
together.
about Peter Parker and MJ in the first
Which one?
in the first Spider-Man?
The original with
The one with Tobey Maguire. Didn't like him. She was very annoying. She should have chose the Green Goblin guy.
I see it.
That's what the bitch deserves. I'm joking. It's all for clicks. Not all, but that particular one that I said, that was a joke. Tony Stark and Pepper.
No.
Shit. Really? I think they actually compliment each other.
Yeah, I think they
quite
compliment
well.
each other, but he's very inconsiderate and very selfish. And Pepper needs someone who's very
Someone who cares
yeah.
as well as she does. Fair. She does deserve. But I think he loves her in his own way.
Yeah, he does, but I feel like she would demand much of him, not in in regards to money, but just in his physical presence of being with her.
Fair.
Because I think he'll be like with her, but not with her. Like they'll be in the same room, and she'll be like, "Give me attention," and he'll be like, "Yeah, I'm here for you." She's like, "No, but you're not here with me."
Oh no. He gives her attention, I'd say.
I don't know.
Because like there was a point where he was talking to her, but he's talking to someone else. So he's telling her to tell them what he's saying. So he trusts her more than anybody in his entire life.
That trust is one thing.
Yeah, I think he loves her too. And I think he gets steamy in the bedroom too.
I think he respects her, but I don't think it goes above trust and respect.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Maybe it's the way that they portrayed it on telly, maybe. But I see it as them having a lot of giggly sex.
I guess that is fun sex.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he'll just keep talking, and she'll like kiss him. It's cute. I see it. You know, that's what I do, you know. Like,
Are you outing yourself?
if I see like, you know, in my head in the bedroom, like they're compatible, I'm like, yeah, I ship that.
Okay.
That's one of the tests. Like, that's one of the ways that I think, oh, should I ship or skip? I mean, surely, why not? Anyway, Mulan and, forgive my butchering, Li Shang ship.
To begin with, no, because he was a dick.
Fair play.
But in the end, once he realizes that she's just as capable as him, I accept.
Yeah, absolutely. Bella and Edward, skip. But ship, but skip.
She didn't even need to be in a relationship. She
Yeah.
needed to talk to her mum about whatever she's going through.
No, that wasn't what he said.
Maybe next time do Twilight.
Yeah.
Because what do you mean? You see stranger danger, and you said, "That's a bit of
Yeah.
me. That's a bit of me."
I know what you are. Vampire. Dumbass.
Oh, a werewolf in the forest. Let me go and touch it. Oh, let me pet you.
Dumb and Letty.
Dumb. I ship them. They have a good friendship to begin with.
Yeah, I ship them too. Andy and Nate, The Devil Wears Prada.
Ship.
Ship too, yeah. Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy from Into the Spider-Verse.
Ship.
I ship
They're very
too.
cute.
They are. Barbie and Ken in the new one. Skip.
If Ken was less needy, I could see it.
Not that Ken. I feel like she needed a different Ken.
They're all the same.
No, I mean in the film, she could have gone with a different Ken, not original Ken.
Which Ken would you put
I
him
don't
with?
know, just any other one.
No,
The mixed guy. I don't remember which Ken he was, but him. Or was he the worst one? Oh, to be honest, they were all taken, weren't they? So I guess they were all
that's
kind
what
of
I'm saying. Which
partnered up.
one?
Yeah, fair. I mean, Barbie could always still have friends.
That is not what Barbie would do.
That's not very Barbie-like, is it? Have you seen To All the Boys I've Loved?
Yeah.
Lara Jean and Peter Kavinsky.
I ship them.
Have you seen the other one as well?
Which one?
Kiss and Booth.
I did.
Super tall guy and really short one.
Yeah.
Do you ship or
That
skip?
was Jacob.
Yeah, Elodie,
Yeah.
And Joe King, yeah. I mean, their characters, I don't mean them. In the Kiss and Booth.
No, I was They wouldn't,
skip them.
They wouldn't match for each other.
Fair play. And that is the end of Ship It, Skip It. And therefore, what?
Another episode.
The end of the episode. Thank you very much for our TED Talk. And I'm joking. Thank you very much for listening. Follow, like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you see our clips, like to thank you. And I believe that is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us know also if you like this format as well. That would be great.
That'd be very helpful.